snooze, you sick bastard!
So for the last 2 weeks, I've been doing this segment where I talk about a survey from old people over 60. Old, so old, I know. Oh, man. Believe me, there's some awesome... Anyway, that's not the point. They talk about things you can do to improve your life, and this is part 3 in that segment. So if you're watching this on screen, I'm going to say that I will link the previous 2 segments. Probably won't. I'll say I will. And if you're listening to the podcast, go to the description, and in there you'll find my Twitter and Facebook and all kinds of links, but probably not links to those segments. Who knows? You know, I'm just kind of a dick that way. So this is section 3, items 11 through 15. So this is exciting. This is a survey was done of people over the age of 60, asking them what life advice they would give to people under the age of 60. Here we go. Number 11. We have one time on this earth. Don't wake up and realize that you are 60 years old and haven't done the things you dreamed about. So, when I was in my 20s, I realized, you know what? I've always wanted to see the Great Wall of China. So I went to China and I walked on the Great Wall. It was pretty cool. I took pictures. They ended up in a gallery. I sold some. Looking back on that, it feels like a lifetime ago. It feels like someone else's lifetime ago. But it was amazing. I wanted to travel. I wanted to buy a Viper. And for both of you listening, you probably know that I did. Oh, showroom new, cherry red. Drove it off the floor and pretty much directly into a telephone pole. And I say that, I didn't literally drive it into a telephone pole. No, it was a light pole. But yeah, it was totaled. So, with that said, my 11 part B would be, don't buy the extended bells and whistles, because you're going to total that shit right quick. But in the 3 months I had it, I did drive 10 or 11,000 miles. But when you got a car that hot, baby, you drive it. I was spending $11 a day on gas, and that was at $1 a gallon. $1.10. I mean, that'd be like today spending $35 a day, $40 a day in gas. Oh, but when you got a car that hot. Number 12. Maybe this isn't as profound as the others, but I think it's important. Floss regularly. Dental problems are awful. So I should clarify, floss doesn't mean wear a G-string, although if that's your thing, you can do it. They just get really gross. Floss regularly. I can't tell you how many times I've flossed, or I've brushed my teeth, and then I floss, and I'm like, holy crap, there's still more shit in my teeth. Tooth. In my tooth. I only have one tooth anymore. Number 13. Don't take anyone's advice as gospel. You can ask for advice from someone you respect. Parent, religious leader, scientist. Then take your situation into consideration and make your own decision. Essentially, take your own advice is my advice. So, you can say, well, things aren't going well with my girlfriend. Should I propose to her? You might get someone you love and care about very much saying, you know what, you should. That'll fix it. But that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Consider the source. You know, my mom was married 3 times, so I never asked her for relationship advice. You've got to do your own research. I've asked people I love and trust very much about political matters, only to find out later that they were willfully lying to me, that they were telling me things they knew were not true because they just wanted me to support their cause. Forget that. So make your own decisions. Ask for advice. Definitely ask for advice. If there's one piece of advice I could have given to myself when I was younger, it would be to ask for more advice. Doesn't mean you have to take it, but you should definitely consider it. Number 14, stuff is just stuff. Don't hold on to material objects. Hold on to time and experiences instead. When people ask me, hey, birthday's coming up, holidays coming up, what should I get your kids? I say, get them experiences. I don't need more toys. Oh my God, we've got probably 10,000 toys in the house. No, I asked for experiences. And last year, my sister got us passes to the Museum of Flight. Wonderful. Took the boys, they loved it. Went a second time because they got us a year's pass, a captain's membership. Seattle Museum of Flight. Absolutely wonderful. No, that's great. Experience. You know, get us gift cards to a restaurant we wouldn't go to. You know, these are things that we don't need more stuff. And if somebody steals your favorite CD or your Nirvana t-shirt, let it go. It's just stuff. Remember it. Remember that that's a person who would do that sort of thing, but let it go. Number 15, the final one for this week in my 4-part series. The joints you damage today will get their revenge later, even if you think they're completely recovered. So I sprained my ankle. As you get older, you learn that there are different limitations on your physical activity. And I found that my comfort zone is just this side of walking. I was walking out my driveway, stepped on black ice, bent my ankle back. I spent probably 3 months in a walking cast. It was a 3rd-degree sprain, which means it was slightly torn, but it was just messed up enough that they didn't have to do surgery. And the pain was, boy, considering it was only one ankle, I didn't know a human body could experience that level of pain. I was in a walking cast for months. I was on crutches for probably 2 or 3 months. I was in a walking cast for probably 6. And I didn't have insurance at the time, so there was no rehab. And I was in a job that, anyway. That injury pained me for probably 6 years. And even now, when the weather's just right, it still hurts. Any joint you injure will come back to haunt you. Now, clearly, this is advice given to you by people over 60 because no one under 60 thinks about joint pain. So, I'm just thinking that's probably old people speak. So, next week, we're going to go into part 4, which will be the 4th and final part. And if any of these parts have been non-contiguous, it's because I just got more interesting stuff. So anyway, that is health news for this week.